We escape the Boatyard, $8,000 later, and head up the coast to our new home port in Titusville, Florida. Oh, and we find out that the contractors broke our air conditioning manifold and created a mystery oil leak.
One look in your eyes and I find it. When you leave in my mind I rewind it. When you got it this good, you don't fight it. Counters and window panes. Sun is bright, it's a new day, and I feel brand new. All the winter is gone.
Okay, you are tight.
Seems it's been
You're in.
here so long.
That was fun.
Feel like
Yeah, we're gonna do 150.
catching on like a wildfire, feeling for a brand new start. Rain is gone, now it's so much brighter. A new song in my heart. I'm seeing everything new, like for the first time a perfect view. You could feel like this too.
Well, we are out in the ocean. We just left Sailfish Marina at, I guess it's West Palm or North Palm Beach, where we spent the night, and right now we're on our way to Fort Pierce, where we're going to spend the night. Prior to this, we were on the hard in Fort Lauderdale at Broward Shipyard for a week, getting repairs done, and I wasn't particularly happy about the experience, so I think I'll tell you about it. As you probably know from a previous video, we have a boot that failed on our exhaust system. It's about maybe a 16-inch long boot that connects two pieces of, I guess it's fiberglass tubing, about 10 inches that run along the side of the boat. It was below the water line, so it's kind of difficult to do in the water, although I think it would have been possible. I decided to have the boat hauled out at Broward, and I hired Father and Sons as a contractor to come in and get the work done. It seemed to me something that should have taken, if I was back in Philadelphia, let's put it that way, and my buddy Tim was helping me, we would have done this in a weekend easy. Probably would have taken us a total of maybe 10 hours. It was in an awkward spot. If it was in a regular spot, it was a 2-hour job, but it was kind of a tough place to get to, which is probably why it failed, because it looks like all the other boots on this boat, there's about, I think, 6 altogether, have been updated, and this one looked really old, so I have a feeling people didn't do it last time. Anyway, they sent out like, they subbed it out to a company, Leakinator or something like that, and it was kind of frustrating to deal with these people because they would come maybe 3-4 of them at a time and spend like 2 hours a day on my boat working on this instead of spending 8 hours and getting the job done fast. As a result, I ended up being there a whole week, and I think I should have been there 2, maybe 3 days. And of course that added to the expense because by the time I got out of there, I had to pay the shipyard $3,000 to be there for a week and the haul out. And then of course these guys all together put in like, I guess 40 hours, so I paid a little over $4,000 in labor. And there's like maybe $1,000 in parts. Anyway, the whole bill was $8,600 to change a boot that I probably could have got done in a weekend and maybe $500 worth of parts. Now I did, in fairness, have them change a couple other hoses that I noticed didn't look good. These were water supply lines, the main ones, so I had them do a little bit of extra work. And they did fix the leak on my stabilizer, so to be fair, they did do some extra things. So anyway, I guess it's important to say that you should keep an eye on your hoses. We do. I mean, I check my hoses all the time, and that's why I had these other ones replaced. But where this boot is, it was kind of buried, and I really never looked closely there, and I wish I had. It was the reason we decided to take her in and get it done right away was because if it fails in the ocean, I mean, I lose that engine. And in fact, if it really fails, I'm sinking. And we had some backup plans on how we were going to solve that, but it's important. So if you have boots on your exhaust hoses, especially ones that are not easy to see, they're the ones you want to go find and look at. Well, we did take advantage of the fact that we were on the hard. Lynn and I did some little extra work on the boat, even though it's not really a do-it-yourself boatyard. We just said, well, hell with it, we're here, we're going to do some things. So I did some touch-up work on the scratches that we got from when we hit that island over in the Berry Islands. Unfortunately, it's just like I thought. It was just all surface. In fact, it just went through a couple layers of paint, so it was really, I did some... I filled it with a little bit of putty, did a quick paint job. It's not great, but it's good enough for now, and it doesn't look bad unless you're really right on top of it. So I'm going to fix that up better later. Lynn touched up a lot of the bottom paint that got scratched during the same incident. I did get a chance to put new zincs on our bow thruster. Needed new zinc, so I got a chance to put that on. I did put some new pins into I can't remember what I'm saying. I put some new pins in the trim tabs, so it wasn't a complete waste of time being there. So we did get some work done.
And we drank a lot.
Yeah, we drank a lot because it was so boring there. We went out every night, someplace, and there's no place close either. So we had to Uber it everywhere, back and forth. $20 this way, $20 that way, everywhere we went. So it added up a little bit too. So I'd say it was pretty tough being on the hard for a week. We ended up getting an air conditioner, a portable air conditioner for our bedroom, because otherwise we couldn't stay on the boat. And not having real access to the things that we normally can access when we're on the water, like say a running generator or taking showers that don't last 15 seconds because we're not trying to flood the shipyard. Anyway, I'm rambling, so let's talk about where we're going. We're going to Fort Pierce. We're going to stay at the Harbor Town Safe Harbor Marina where we stayed last time. We're just going to spend a day there, or an evening there, because we're going to start heading up north. We're trying to get ourselves to Titusville as quickly as we can because we have another plane to catch to get back to Philadelphia to head to Boston to go to a wedding. That's our plan. We're happy to be on our last day of cruising in the ocean, and it's very calm out here, 1-footers at most. It's a beautiful sunny day, so it's a nice way to kind of end this portion of the trip. But our ultimate plan, though, is to come back in the fall, now that our boat's going to stay down here in Florida and spend some more time. So there'll be a kind of a second adventure coming up. And in either case, we will see you along the way, and we'll see you in the future.
Going into Fort Pierce Inlet. Hoping to beat that storm before we dock.
So we're in the Fort Pierce Inlet right now, which is a very straightforward, fairly easy inlet. Other than you get a lot of current. We have 4 knots against us right now. It's approaching low tide, and it runs pretty strong. So as long as you're in a boat like this, it doesn't matter all that much, but I feel for the sailboats coming in.
Yeah. Are we locked? We're good? He's good? We're good! Yay! Thank you guys. Thanks for fitting us in. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're doing this one. Cat? What are you doing? Okay. Well, we're here at Fort Pierce, and there's the old dock. All taken down. Just the pilings left. Oh, a lot of good times on that dock. sorry, I didn't mean to yell at him.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good trip.
You too. We'll see you next year on our roundabout. And I think that will be done. That's exciting.
Oh, thank you.
Are they doing floating or?
Floating, God.
Oh, that's going to be sweet.
Falling through the night, feeling when you've taken flight, worlds below diminishing and clear, whisper in your ear. Fly like the angels. You can live like a fairy tale. Galaxies and midnight roadways, endless where you are. Here among the stars. Full speed through your dreams. Spread wings over memories. Scattered thoughts like shells across the shore. Shine on something more.
Oh, Scott, we got stories to tell you.
I've been following on Facebook. I see you had a problem with your exhaust elbow.
Oh, that's not half of it. We had
That's
two
not the half.
two anchor alarms fail.
Oh no.
Smashed into a seawall.
Oh,
That was great.
Oh, that's sketchy.
Popped out the sea chest. So, and there was no moon. It's in dark. And we're like, frick it, we're gonna go. And the boys had the charts downstairs, and I'm like up there like, where fucking my chart? Oh my God. And so he's going out blind, and then Eric's on the front going 30 degrees port. Oh, you know.
This one here I didn't connect. I just got a loop around there. So.
But you made it in one piece. We did, barely, almost. We are in our home port, yay! Now we get to sleep late, and I don't have to plan for the next stop right now. So super, maybe not a super rinse off right now because celebratory time.
So this is the piece that was broken by the guys who were fixing the exhaust boot. It's a little distribution hub for the air conditioning. The air conditioning pump pumps from the seawater into here, and then it goes out these 6 holes to hoses that take it to the 6 different air conditioning units. Unfortunately, they must have leaned against it and cracked this piece right here, and it's the main piece, and it's PVC glued on. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get it off and smooth out the PVC and just replace it, or I may have to rebuild the whole thing. We'll see.
Are you bleeding?
Am I somewhere? Yeah, I guess. Bleeding all the time.
Roger out.
Okay, there it is. I rebuilt it. Was able to use these gray pieces again and this brass piece, and just about $15 worth of pieces from Ace Hardware. And thanks Scott, our new neighbor here, who lent me his car to run down there. And okay, well, let's see if this works.
Roger out. Let's hope it works.
One of the coolest things about our new home marina is we get to watch the rocket launches from the boat. This was our first launch, which we watched from a local waterfront restaurant with our new friends Frank and Shannon. It is actually a lot more impressive when you see and feel the launch live. Well, we're here in Titusville, at the Titusville Marina, where we're leaving our boat. This is our final day here. I guess we've been here for about 4 days now, and we're flying out tomorrow. We spent all the last 3 days just trying to get the boat all buttoned up so that we can leave it here and feel good about it being here for, I guess, maybe about a month and a half before we come back. So it won't be too long. But we've had a good time here. You know, we have some great neighbors here, and a lot of other cool people who are here on at the marina. We feel really good about leaving it here, but it was a little bit of work getting it ready. We are basically maybe a little bit paranoid, but we have her set up in case a storm or a hurricane comes through. So I literally have 14 lines around this boat. We're all spidered out to every piling we can grab.
And fenders all over.
Yes, we have fenders on each side just in case. Who knows? Now the thing about Titusville, it does get hit by hurricanes kind of often, but the only ones that have ever hit it have been mild. Maybe it's a fluke, but the strongest hurricane to ever hit here was back in 1950. I forget what its name was, but the peak winds were 95 miles per hour, which is not terrible for a hurricane.
I thought Dorian hit here.
Dorian hit here too, but when Dorian hit here, it was about 60 knot winds. So yeah, we've been out in the water for that, and we had that down in Key West too. But anyway, well, we're just keeping our fingers crossed. I guess maybe we're a little paranoid because we've never left our boat in Florida before, but we'll see what happens. But there was a lot of things to do. We spent a lot, we had to clean the boat up after a long trip. Not that we did the greatest job, but we did get her cleaned, and Lynn did some waxing on the chrome, so it's in decent shape, for at least until we get back. And maybe the weather will be a little bit cooler in September too, where we can do maybe a little easier to wash the boat. We had to empty out things. We cleaned our bilges. We had a little bit of an issue with an oil leak that I still haven't found yet from, again, leftover problem from when we had the boot changed, and we're not sure what the guys who did that work, how they created an oil leak, but we lost a good gallon of oil out of the engine over the last 150 miles, and it went down and kind of seeped its way into the bilge, so we had to clean that up. And we disinfected things like the toilets, right? We threw some stuff in there and
Cleaned out all the stuff in the fridge that could go bad while we're away.
Exactly. We took the Bimini. We didn't take it down yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. It's one of the last things to do. And then we're also setting up dehumidifiers. We purchased that one portable air conditioner back when we were on the hard. That also can act as a dehumidifier, and then we bought a separate one too. So we're going to have one on the in the salon, and then one down below deck. We're hoping that'll keep the moisture and mildew and mold down, hopefully. But we're going to spend one last night here. We're going to go out to, there's a bar we haven't been to called Whiskey's. We'll check that out. Maybe we might end up at 220 again. We'll see how the night goes. But we're going to just celebrate our last night, and it's not the last day of the trip. Actually, it's the last day of this leg of it, because we're coming back in September. We may do a little run there, maybe go out to St. Augustine or up to St. John's. Not really sure yet, or maybe we'll just do boat chores.
That works. That's always fun.
Yeah, but anyway, we have to get back. We have a wedding to attend to, and we got to attend to our house, our land house, and all that stuff. So anyway, we'll keep you abreast, and we were looking forward to. We want to do a live stream too when we get back, because we haven't done that this whole trip. And I know our videos are so far behind, and it might be nice to kind of keep people up to date who may not be on our Facebook page. So we'll do that, and well, we'll film along the way. You know, I guess next time you see us, we're either going to be at the bar, or maybe we'll be on a plane, or hell, maybe we'll be back in Pennsylvania.
On a friend's boat. On a friend's boat.
Yes.
We're coming.
Yeah, we're coming. Actually, they have a little wager about whether or not we buy another boat just to keep it in Philly. And I say, no, we're not doing that. But there's people betting against us. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
So anyway, cheers.
Cheers. We'll see you guys soon.